Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and like the heading says. But first, a little introduction for this forthcoming video. I originally made this for SSL so that they could use this on music fairs and conventions, kind of like an introduction, at their booth, so that people could see the video, maybe get inspired, then try out these controllers and plugins. Then we thought that I should also post this to my YouTube channel so that more people could see this, because SSL has a 14 days tryout. You can try out these plugins, the channel strips and everything, the complete subscription. You don't necessarily need the controllers for the plugins to work. So here is the video. It's not that long and not that in-depth. I'm just kind of showing one of my forthcoming solo album songs, how I mix that using mostly SSL plugins. So hopefully you enjoy this, get inspired, and try out these plugins. I think they are really good. Is this paid promotion? No. Have I got this stuff from SSL for free? Some, yes. Some, like the SSL Fusion, the channel strip controller, I bought with my own money. I just like the stuff, and I use it every day when I mix. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. But first, maybe check the SSL website, because the information is pretty much there about the tryouts, about these individual plugins. So I'll put links to the SSL's website to the description below. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time. Enjoy. Hi. My name is Euge Valovirta. I'm the guitar player in the band called CYHRA, and I'm also a recording and mixing engineer and producer, and I do a little bit mastering also. This is from my forthcoming solo album, at least forthcoming when I'm filming this. I'm actually mixing the album now. And the song is called Fast Living, Slow Suicide. It's me on guitars and bass, Olli Herman from Reckless Love on vocals, and American drummer called Devin James on drums. The vocals were recorded and produced by Ben Varon of Ocean Horse, a great guitar player, also recording engineer, producer, and Ben, me and Olli, we sing backing vocals. So I mostly used SSL plugins and hardware on this one, like on usually in general. So I'm gonna go through the template, what plugins I used, and we're gonna listen a song a bit, and then I believe you will have a similar or maybe even the same kind of a session or template in front of you with these tracks that I have bounced as like raw tracks without any processing, so you can try out all of these fantastic SSL plugins. All right, now let's go to my DAW session. So this is the session. The drums, as you can see, I have already cleaned them before I even started to mix. I usually do that. Some manually, some by using certain plugins. So there's a little bit bleed, but it's a lot easier to mix when these are like, prepped for actual mixing. So this mixing session, like all of my mixing sessions, I use a same template every time. So I start with the drums. They are always light green. So here's the individual drum tracks. Then all these individual drum tracks, some of them are mono, some stereo. They go to these drum buses, all kicks to kick bus, all snares to snare bus, and so on. And then these 5 buses, they go to the drum bus. The ride and hi-hat, they go directly to the drum bus. That's the way I just do it. I feel like I have more control over them when they're not going to overhead/cymbal bus. Then here's drum effects. There's parallel drum processing, parallel compression. It's the bus compressor. And some Pultec EQ, the usual. Then 3 different reverbs. I like to use 3 different reverbs with drums. So a room, which is the flex verb, plate, which is a flex verb, drum plate, and a chamber, which is a flex verb, drum chamber. Then bass is always next in line, and that's always blue. Rhythm guitars, they go to the rhythm guitar bus. Lead guitar bus. Well, there's only one lead guitar now, but if there would be more, they would go to this lead guitar bus. Then vocals, light blue. So here is the individual vocals, main, double, and then these little bit affected stuff, and chorus vocals, main, double. And they go to this vocal bus. Same thing with backing vocals, dark blue, they go to this bus. And then I have these VCA faders on all, because these are grouped kind of like folders. So let's say if I'm doing automation, everything is fine, but then I feel that, oh man, it's a little bit too loud, a little bit too quiet. Like I felt the rhythm guitars were 0.1 too loud. So, you know, that's kind of like an extra control for levels. Then here's my effects, parallel vocals, vocal delay, and then I'm sending the vocal delay to the vocal reverb. You know, vocals go to here, then I'm sending them to the reverb. It smoothens out the delay nicely. And that's a X echo. And the vocal reverb is the flex verb. And then there's two throw delays. These are pretty much static. And then if I want more to some parts, then as you can see, these are automated. So there is a X delay, a little bit different delay. There's other stuff. Dimension D SPX90, these are for guitar and bass mostly, but I'm also sending vocals to these. So these are hardware. It's a Roland Dimension D and Yamaha SPX90 with the symphonic preset. Then H3000, it's mostly for guitar leads. Guitar delay is the X delay, and guitar room is flex verb. And then the mix bus, the first is the SSL native. Then I have a little bit of a kind of pre-EQing to my mix bus, tiny amount of 500 boost. And this hardware, so this goes to the SSL Fusion. And on the Fusion's insert loop, there is a SSL style bus compressor and Pultec style EQ. Then it goes back, and then I have a limiter just to keep the red lights off. And then SSL meter that I use for metering. You can see that also from the 360 view. All right, let's listen to the song. And while it's playing, I'm opening the plugins a little bit, so you'll see, and bypassing them. So hopefully you also hear what they do.
Secret loser, I eat it all in plain sight. I open up the bottle and go straight inside. Flush away my memories. Fast living, soul suicide. I never put it for fun myself. Swimming in my grave. I'll say it's medication, but it doesn't kill the pain. sip on the way on through the night. I'm digging my grave on through the night. My death is nothing but a good time.
Like that. If I go through a little bit of these, so you know, 4 kb on everyone. Then these buses, these have the drum buses, these have the channels to 2, which is, I believe, like 9,000. A bit cleaner, since I'm doing sometimes quite a lot of kind of like dirtying up the sound with the 4K. I want these buses to be cleaner. And you see the bleacher on the rooms are, you know, 20:1, you know, all buttons in. And the 3 different reverbs, 3 different flavors. They add you know, the drums sound really good and the rooms are really good, but just, you know, because more is more, add some depth. I'm only sending kick and snare to chamber. To room and plate, I'm sending a room bass, overhead bass, and tom bass, and a snare bottom and a little bit of a kick and kick sample, just to give this nice big feel. I like big drums, and the bass, all compression, everything was done inside of the channel strip. So if we go through, let's solo the bass.
Me down deeper every night.
Guitar lead, rhythm guitars, no compression. Guitar lead, there is a little bit. I used vocal strip 2, and the order is de-essing first, so get rid of that, and then de-closer, get rid of those things, and then I have EQ and compressor, the last thing. So this is on all vocal tracks, no matter if it's backing vocals, whatever. And then they go to this one. This is here just again that I see these in 360 mode, because many times I'm EQing this here while I'm just making the final you know, tweaks. So I kind of like to work with a, you know, old school kind of way. So that is there, that I can see that it's from the 360. And then they go to this bass. Well, there's vocal rider 1176, then more de-essing, so before EQ, before compressor, then after EQ, after compressor in the bass, removing little bit of the SCs, and then limiter there.
Flushed away my memories, and I lost my mind. My demons come and drag me down.
Kind of keeps the vocals really in your face, because this is a pretty, you know, there's lots of going on with drums and guitars, so the vocals needs to be on top all the time. So this limiter does it really well. And then the 4 kb there. Let's see if I've done anything. I boosted 9-ish K a little bit. So this is kind of like a finalizer after everything, and you know, maybe it needs something else. So that's that. The same chain on backing vocals. And these effects I showed you, so they are always here and they're always pink, and they go straight to the mix bus. Hey, what can I say? These plugins are great. I mean, I usually use my hardware, you know, lexicons, whatnot, as delays and reverbs, but on this one I just use the SSL stuff. Pretty much, I think like 95% of the plugins here are SSL, and you know, the controller, and the Fusion is the mix bus, which is a hardware. Thanks for watching. Take care. Cheers. Bye.